surprising how a man can make light of aches and pains. He can disregard them or even make jokes about them. That is, of course, if anyone else happens to have them but himself.
What's your breadwinner?
Why, what's he been up to, Mum?
I don't know, Jane. It's an article in this newspaper. Oh, just listen to this. If only wives would learn to notice the early symptoms that lead to later trouble, they could help their husbands to stand the stress and strain of modern life. Fancy.
Poor old Dad.
Yes, all that stress and strain he's going through.
What else does it say? Let's look, Mum. That first ache or pain that he shrugged off as nothing, did you notice it?
No, did you, Jane?
No, Mum.
I didn't even notice him shrug.
Brave, isn't he?
Yes. What else is he grinning and bearing?
I'll just see. Oh, it is the worry of being the breadwinner that keeps a man in harness long after the danger signals have told him he must rest.
Fancy.
Noble, aren't they, Mum?
Very. And doesn't your dad look well on it?
Oh, that's because he's not the worrying sort.
No, there's not much wrong with your dad, thank goodness. If there was, I'd soon be able to tell.
Oh, Ethel, did you get that emulsion paint?
Yes, dear. You're going to start the bathroom ceiling?
That was the idea.
Something wrong, Dad?
Oh, no, Jane. Lummy.
You just oohed again, Joe.
Oh, just a pain, that's all, love, between the... between the shoulder blades.
Oh, dear. You sure you're all right?
Well, of course I am. It's nothing, Ethel.
He said it's nothing, Mum.
I know, but did he shrug?
Eh?
Nothing, dear. Is it still there?
No, it'll go off in a minute. Nothing to worry about.
You ought to take something for it, Dad.
Yes. How about some bicarbonate?
I just took some.
Oh, well, did it do you any good?
No, gave me indigestion. But don't worry about it. That's better. Seems to go off when I bend forward.
But, Joe, if you paint the bathroom ceiling, you'll have to stretch upwards.
Well, doesn't matter. What's an odd pain, anyway?
It's no good encouraging it, Dad.
No, dear. What you want is a leaning forward job.
Eh?
Yes, dear. Why don't you go and play Fred Stebbins at snooker?
Snooker? Who wants to play snooker?
Well, don't you?
No, I want to get that bathroom ceiling painted.
You mean you really have got a pain?
Well, of course I have. They're free, aren't they? Here, what is this, anyway?
Oh, we just thought you'd been reading the paper, dear.
What paper?
This one. And Mum's noticing your symptoms.
Oh, that article. What a lot of nonsense that is. It's all about businessmen, worrying about making money.
Oh, money.
Yeah, they sit at desks all day, go out and eat whacking great lunches to make 'em fat, and take no exercise to get rid of it. That sort of thing doesn't happen to blokes like me.
Oh, well, that's nice.
But in case you think I've been pulling your legs, I did have a pain, whether you like it or not.
Oh, sorry, dear.
And I'm not trying to get out of doing the bathroom ceiling.
No, but don't you think you ought to leave it just the same, Joe?
Not likely. I'll work it off.
Well, it's no good aggravating it, Dad.
Look, it's nothing, I tell you. It's nothing at all.
But it could be, Joe.
Well, of course it couldn't. Wish I'd never mentioned the flipping thing. Now, look, Ethel. If I thought it was anything serious, do you think I'd have told you about it?
No, dear, because you wouldn't have wanted to worry me.
OK, then let's forget about it.
Oh, Mum, What's wrong?
Oh, Dad's got a pain, Bobby.
Oh, congratulations, Dad. Now you won't have to paint the bathroom ceiling.
Now, don't you start, Bobby.
Your dad's pain's genuine, Bobby, between his shoulder blades.
Yes, and he's going to paint the bathroom ceiling too. Now, where did I leave my pipe?
There, Dad, right behind you.
What the... Oh! Bobby, if you do that again...
I was only telling you where your pipe was. Was it my fault you moved your shoulder blades?
I'll move your shoulder blades in a minute.
Gosh, you're right, Mum. It is genuine.
Right. Well, now I've had all the sympathy I didn't deserve. Do you mind if I get on with the bathroom?
No, dear. Sorry about your back, Joe.
Yeah, so am I.
Me too, Dad.
Perhaps it needs rubbing.
So you're all rubbing it in, eh?
Nah, Joe, we've all said we're sorry.
OK, love, thanks. Anyway, it's nothing to make a fuss about.
Hello, 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 guess who?
Oh, lummy.
Yes, Joe, but lummy who?
What do you want, Fred, if you can keep it to one sentence?
Certainly, Joe. Aren't you going to play snooker?
No, Fred, I'm painting the bathroom ceiling.
What do you mean you couldn't think up an excuse? Here, what about a pain somewhere?
I've got one, thank you.
Yes, between the shoulder blades, Fred.
Oh, I see. And you wouldn't believe him, Mrs H. Oh, well, hard luck, Joe. At least you tried.
Yes, and now, thanks to you, I'm the biggest liar who ever told the truth.
Bobby, have you got a monopoly on the marmalade?
Of course I hadn't.
Well, then would you mind passing it?
I'll pass it with pleasure.
Hey, what are you two doing? Having breakfast or holding a board meeting?
We're only being polite, Dad.
Oh, then carry on. I'll help myself to the marmalade.
Dad, I asked first.
Joe,
Huh?
am I faithful
Eh?
or am I just sincere?
Well, I should hope you're both, love. Why?
Well, I want to sign this letter to Bobby's headmaster.
Well, then put yours truly and let him sort it out.
All right, dear. Yours truly, Ethel. Joe, do I put Ethel Huggett or Mrs.?
It all depends how you started off. Did you put Dear Marmaduke or Dear Hopkins?
I think I'd just put Mrs. There.
Well, what's it all about, anyway?
School medical exam, Dad.
They're going to test him for everything, Joe.
Oh, good. Well, let's know if they find any brains, won't you, Bobby? Well, I better get my coat on. Old Fred will be here in a minute.
I'll help you on with it, dear.
Darn, I thought... Oh!
Still got your pain, Dad?
Oh, just the twins, Jade. The actual pain's disappeared.
Are you sure, Joe?
Well, aren't you? I thought it disappeared for all of you the minute Fred came in last night.
No, it didn't. I kept peeping at you round the bathroom door, and I know you wouldn't have kept rubbing it if it wasn't there.
Well, it's okay now, love.
Hello, hello, hello. Anyone at home?
Yes, Fred, it's no good telling a lie about it.
Morning, Mrs. H.
Morning, Fred.
Here, have you got time for a funny story, Mrs. H?
Yes, but you haven't, Fred. Good morning, Ethel.
Bye, dear.
love.
Yeah, morning all.
Good morning.
Ah, nice morning, Joe.
Yes, lovely, Fred.
Do we play that snooker game tonight, or will you have a pain in your elbow?
Well, last night you gave me a pain in the neck.
Ah, sorry about that, Joe. I just didn't think.
Well, then that's the worst time to open your mouth. Anyway, I'm finishing off the bathroom tonight. I'll play on Thursday.
Good. Here, old Taffy Harris told me we're getting an extra £5 bonus. Is that right?
Well, so old Campbell told me. Did Taffy mention the hospital?
Yes, and the rest of the blokes are all for it. None of them mind giving 10 bob out of a fiver they never expected.
No. Taffy asked me if I'd collect the money and see it got to the right place.
Yeah.
Extra Comforts Fund or something.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know who to approach about it, though.
Is it the almoner?
Oh.
Oh, I don't know, Joe. Here, why not call in and see Dr. Gregory? He'll be able to put you right.
Oh, it's a good idea, Fred. I'll pop into his surgery on the way home. He knows more about hospitals than I do.
You sure you saw your dad go into Dr. Gregory's surgery, Bobby?
Yes, Mum. He stopped outside with Mr. Stebbings. Then Mr. Stebbings patted him on the shoulder and came home on his own.
While your dad went inside?
Yes.
I wonder why he patted Dad on the shoulder, Mum.
Oh, he always pats people on the shoulder when he's trying to cheer them up, Jane.
But why does Dad need cheering up, Mum?
Oh, well, never mind that, Bobby. Just you go and play with your friends.
OK, Mum. Bye.
I knew it, Jane. It's that pain.
But it can't be, Mum. He told us it was better.
Well, that's because it was worse. You know as well as I do that the only time your dad tells us there's anything wrong with him is when there isn't.
But couldn't he have gone to see Dr. Gregory for some other reason?
Well, there isn't any other reason. You never go to a doctor to ask him how he is. You always go to tell him how you are.
But if Dad's ill, he'll tell you, Mum.
And if he's really ill, he won't.
Well, how can you find out otherwise?
Perhaps I ought to have noticed things. You know, those breadwinners' danger signals.
I know he said he had a pain, but he couldn't have painted the bathroom ceiling if he felt really ill.
Well, perhaps he was shrugging all the time, Jane.
Well, he did try to say it was nothing, to pass it off. Anyway, you'll soon know when he comes home.
Yes, if he tells me.
Suppose he doesn't.
Then we'll know he's hiding something from us, and we'll have to go very gently with him.
OK, Mum, but I think you're worrying over nothing.
I hope so, Jane.
Hello? Hello, Jane.
Oh, hello, dear.
Hi. Well, you feeling all right, Ethel?
Me? Oh, I'm fine, Joe.
Oh, good. Well, you sounded a bit down. Do you think she looks a bit pale, Jane?
No, Dad.
Well, you don't look too good yourself.
Well, never mind us, Joe. How are you feeling?
Oh, fit as a fiddle. After I've had my meal, I'll finish off that bathroom in no time. Oh, well, I better go and hang my coat up, eh, love? Can't work dressed up, can we?
There, Jane. How's that for bravado?
Well, he looks healthy enough.
Flushed, you mean? Just like he was when he caught the mumps off Bobby.
You think he's trying to fox us?
Well, I'm sure of it. I know your dad, Jane. I remember he washed me round the kitchen the night he got the flu.
She's coming back.
Oh, did you miss Fred Stebbins, dear?
Miss him? Now, who the heck would miss Fred Stebbins?
Well, I saw him come home from work on his own.
Oh, yeah, I left him at the corner.
Bobby said he thought he saw you going to Dr. Gregory's.
Oh, well, that's right.
Oh, or anything important?
Oh, no. I just thought I'd have me tonsils out. Now, what about some grub, love?
Did Dr. Gregory say anything about your pain, Joe?
No, not a word.
Why not?
Well, he didn't know I had one.
But you did call to see him, Dad.
Yes, or just a consultation, that's all. I wanted his opinion.
Oh.
Fred persuaded me to call.
Oh, Fred. He knew why you were going.
That's right. Anything else you'd like to know?
Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
Well, no, I don't think so. But I promise I'd tell old Fred how I went on. I think he's in his garden. I'll be back in a couple of ticks.
There, you see, Jane? You can see he's hiding something.
Well, then he's doing it very well.
Too well. He seems too cheerful about it.
Well, perhaps he is cheerful. Perhaps Dr. Gregory's given him good news.
Oh, yes, of course. That's why he's looking so well. Oh, fancy worrying about him when he looks so well. Still, I can't understand him telling Fred Stebbings about it and not me.
Ethel's been trying to find out why I called her Dr. Gregory's, Fred.
You didn't tell her, Joe.
Well, of course I didn't. The men wanted the gift to be anonymous, Fred, so we can't tell anyone.
Not a soul. It's nice, isn't it, Joe? Knowing you brought a bit of pleasure to someone without them knowing it was you.
Not our Fred.
Yeah.
I remember someone once saying that the most rewarding thing in life was to do a kind action in secret and have it found out by accident.
That's right. Now, come into the wash house. I'm going to do you a kind action.
Such as what?
Such as, take a deco at this, Joe. It's just a job for your bathroom.
What is it? Oh, a spray gun?
That's right, I'm spraying the wash house with white distemper. See, it fits on the vacuum cleaner and gives a smashing fine spray. You do your bathroom walls in about half hour, I reckon. I'll switch on and show you. Here, look at that, eh?
Well, it makes a bit of a mess, Fred. Oh, lummy, it's going all over the place.
Whoa, I think the bottle's leaking.
I'm sure it is. You sprayed me as well, you fatty.
Lummy, you ain't half gone pale, Joe.
Yeah, I've got a mouthful of the stuff as well, you chump.
Then you don't fancy borrowing it?
Well, not likely. I'll stick to a brush. Oh, I better dash in and wash this stuff off before it dries. Oh, well, of all the stupid... Oh, it tastes horrible. Ooh! Gangway, Ethel.
Joe! Joe!
Don't stop me, Ethel. I've got to get to the bathroom. I'll be all right, don't worry.
Jane! Come here, quick!
What is it, Mum? What's wrong?
Your dad, Jane. You should have seen him. He was as white as a sheet, as if he'd seen a ghost.
You sure?
Yes, Jane. He dashed past me so as I wouldn't see him properly. But he was in a cold sweat, heading for the bathroom as fast as he could go. I don't think I've ever seen him looking so ill.
Ah, that was a lovely meal, Ethel. Smashing.
You've certainly not lost your appetite.
Bobby, stop staring at Dad like that.
Well, you're staring at him, aren't you?
Well, you've all been staring at me. It's been like feeding time at the zoo.
Are you feeling all right, dear?
Eh?
After your meal, Mum means.
Why? Did you put something in it?
If she did, it must have tasted nice.
Now, Bobby.
Well, I'll just go and mix up the paint in the shed, Ethel. Then I'll finish my job.
Are you sure you feel strong enough, Dad?
Strong? I'm going to use a paintbrush, not a pneumatic drill. I'll have me cup of tea when I come back, love.
Mum, I thought you said Dad looked pale and ill.
That's right, Bobby.
Crumbs, I bet when he's healthy he looks like a red Indian.
Doesn't look very ill to me, Mum.
He's the healthiest invalid I've ever seen.
That's because neither of you saw him like I saw him. You should have been with me when I was on my own.
We'd have had a job.
Don't be funny, Bobby. Mum saw Dad at his worst.
Yes, white as a sheet he was, Jane.
You are sure, Mum? I mean, you did say he dashed past you quickly.
Ah, but not so as I could miss his face, Jane. Like chalk it was, almost as if someone had sprayed it with whitewash.
Perhaps someone did spray it with whitewash.
Don't be silly, Bobby. If Mum says it was white, it was white.
Well, it wasn't white when he came downstairs.
Well, that because he'd had time to recover.
Recover? What from?
Well, I don't know. Whatever white faces recover from when they go pink again, I suppose.
And you really think he's ill, Mum?
Well, he must be, Jane, and he's trying to hide it from us.
He's making a very good job of it as far as I'm concerned.
Me too.
Well, you'll both see what I mean next time he has one of his spasms.
But you can't wait to catch him, Mum. Why don't you phone Dr. Gregory about him?
Oh, yes, while your dad's in the shed.
Go on, Mum. Ask him what it's all about. There's his number. Bobby, go and stand near the back door and yell out something if you see Dad coming back.
Oh, what shall I yell?
Oh, anything.
OK, I'll shout whitewash.
Hello, Dr. Gregory speaking.
Oh, good evening, Doctor. I wonder if you could help me.
Certainly. What's your name?
Well, it isn't me, it's my husband.
Yes, but what's his name?
Well, you remember Mr. Huggett calling to see you this evening?
Oh, you're Mrs. Huggett.
Yes, thank you. Can you tell me why?
Well, because you're married to Mr. Huggett, I suppose.
I mean, can you tell me why my husband came to see you?
I'm afraid I can't, Mrs. Huggett. It was in strict confidence.
But I'm his wife, and I'm worried about his health.
He seemed in pretty good health to me.
Then you did examine him?
Well, no.
But didn't he ask you to treat him?
Well, no, he was doing the treating, in a way.
Oh, dear.
Now, look, Mrs. Huggett, I'm afraid I can't tell you any more, but I'm sure you haven't anything to worry about. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Doctor.
What did he say, Mum?
He says it's in confidence, but I haven't got to worry, 'cause he can't tell me anything.
He can't tell you anything. Why not?
Well, because I don't think he knows what's wrong with your dad either.
Hey, Fred, do you know if Ethel said anything to Clara?
Oh, I expect so, Joe. After all, they've been neighbours a long time. And what about, Joe?
Well, I don't know, Fred.
Oh, well, in that case, I dare say she has.
You dare say she has what?
Said something.
Eh? Well, what about?
Well, it's hard to say, isn't it? I mean, there's no real way of finding out, is there?
What are you talking about?
I don't know, Joe. Do you?
Well, there's something funny going on, Fred. Have you ever had the feeling that everyone's eyes were on you?
Not half. Sitting in the back row at the flicks when you suddenly get that torch shone on you.
No, it's the family, Fred. They all seem to be watching me.
Oh, perhaps they find you interesting, Joe.
I've been interested for years. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What I wanted to tell you was that I've got everything fixed up. I'm taking the money along to the hospital tonight.
Oh,
you want to
good.
come with me?
Yeah, not half.
Not a word to anyone. The blokes want to remain strictly anonymous.
You trust me, Joe.
Right. Well, come over when you're ready.
OK, I will, Joe. I won't be a tick. Here, I'll just go and get me jacket.
Oh, I'm going out for a bit, Ethel, with Fred Stebbins.
Oh, well, as long as you got somebody with you, dear.
Eh?
Mum means company, Dad.
Oh, well, I'll just get my jacket. Fred's coming over for me.
Mum, do you think we ought to warn Fred?
About your dad's white-face spasms? No, Jane. I expect Fred knows all about them. It was him who told him to see Dr. Gregory.
Oh, yes, of course it was.
Hello, hello, hello. Ready for the hospital, Joe?
Hospital, Fred?
Oh, lummy. Sorry, Mrs. H. I shouldn't have said that.
What are you going to the hospital for?
No, look, it's private. Nobody's got to know about it. See, I promised you I wouldn't breathe a word about it to anyone. Oh, you won't tell him, will you, Mrs. H?
All right, Fred. I'll see you when you come back.
Right.
Ah, here you are, Fred. I thought I heard your voice.
That's right. Yes, Joe. All ready for the darts match?
OK. Goodbye, Ethel. I won't be long.
Hospital. They're going to the hospital, Jane.
Oh, Mum.
Now do you believe your dad's a sick man?
What else can I believe?
Oh, Mum, Dad and Mr. Stebbings...
We know, Bobby. They're going to the hospital.
But, Mum, shouldn't you go with them?
Not if your dad doesn't want me to, Bobby. He'll be happier if he thinks we are not worrying about him.
But we know, Mum, so we can't help worrying.
Yes, but we'll only let your dad find out at the right time. Until then, we've all got to help him as much as we can without him knowing.
Leave it to us, Mum.
If it's just a rest he needs, we can easily give him that.
It's more than just a rest, Jane. It's kindness and patience. We've not got to let him worry about anything at all.
Well, I can't understand it, Fred. My family seems to have gone stark raving mad.
Oh, don't seem so bad to me, Joe.
No.
If that's what he does for him, I'll let my Clara have a touch of the tapiocas any time she likes.
But anyone would think I was an invalid, Fred. They're fetching and carrying for me like, well, I don't know what.
Well, perhaps they've suddenly begun to appreciate you.
No fear. But something's happened. Perhaps I've been talking in my sleep.
Oh, what about?
Well, they know it's near bonus time. I'm wondering whether I let out about that extra £5 we get as well.
No, it could be pure unselfishness, Joe.
Yes, it could.
But you don't think it is?
Well, do you?
I would if it was happening to me, but as a disinterested spectator, Joe, no.
Bobby weeds me garden, Jane waters me tomatoes, Ethel fills me pipe and strikes me matches for
Lummy.
me. And you know what happened this morning?
No, tell me, Joe.
The three of them almost fought each other to break the top off me egg for me.
Oh, there's devotion for you, Joe.
Ah, devotion, my eye. The whole thing's screwy. Aye, aye. And there's something else that's screwy. OK, Fred, he spotted me.
Yeah, Bill Starkey, isn't he?
Yes, everything a good insurance agent shouldn't be.
But he's not your insurance agent, is he, Jack?
No, but it's not his fault. He's been trying to sell me an endowment policy for the last 5 years, all on the strength of going to school with a pal of mine's sister.
Yeah?
Hello there, Joe. Got your premium ready?
Well, it's not handy. What's up? Are your bicycle clips feeling the pinch?
You're just lucky there's a new type of policy I haven't shown you yet.
Well, it must be the only one of its kind in existence.
Oh, won't take me long.
I'm sorry, Bill, I'm sorry. I haven't got the time, mate. Why not pop round with it on Thursday night, say about 7:30, eh?
Fine, Joe. That's a date. 7:30 Thursday. Bye.
Yeah, and the same to you.
Here, Joe, what's the idea? You're playing me at snooker on Thursday night.
I know, Fred. So friend Starkey will find himself face to face with Ethel. And believe me, when she wants to, there's no one can see a bloke off the doorstep like Ethel. Well, I'm just off to have a game of snooker with old Fred Ethel.
Very nice too, dear. Don't play too hard, will you?
Well, I want to beat him, don't I?
Oh, would you like Bobby to come along and carry your cue for you, Dad?
Well, no, thanks. I think Fred and I can manage it between us.
Perhaps we can buy you a set of wheels for it, like they put on shopping baskets.
Don't be cheeky, Bobby.
Open the door for your dad, there's a good boy.
Oh, OK.
Thanks, son.
Get the bus back if you feel tired, Joe.
Get the bus back? It's only 2 stops.
Now, Bobby, the more your dad rests, the sooner he'll be fit again.
Well, I think he's being pampered.
Bobby.
And Jane thinks so too, only she won't admit it.
Yes, I will. And I do think he's looking very fit, Mum.
Well, that's because he hasn't had any of his spasms lately.
He's only ever had one spasm anyway, and you were the only one who saw it.
Well, it was enough for me.
Well, I wish he'd throw one for me and Jane sometime. Then we'd have a rough idea what we were trying to cure.
Now then, Bobby, if Dad can grin and bear it, so can we.
Well, he's certainly got plenty to grin about.
I think Bobby's got a point, Mum. Isn't it time you asked Dad how he feels? I mean, you don't know officially that he's ill.
Well, there's all the medical evidence, isn't there?
Well, the doctor said he couldn't tell you anything. Did you ask Mr. Stebbings about the hospital?
Well, he told me as much as he could. He said your dad went there to perform a very delicate operation.
Yes, and Dr. Gregory said Dad was doing some form of treating.
Well, that's funny. Makes your dad sound more like the doctor than the patient, doesn't it?
Yes, and it's time Dad straightened it out for you.
That's what I think. We should only be doing things for Dad if someone else is doing things to him.
Perhaps you're right. I'll have a word with your dad when he comes home. All right, Jane, I'll go.
Oh, good evening, Mrs. Huggett.
Ah, yes, but not for you, Mr. Starkey. So you can stick your pen back in your pocket, close your book and go.
Oh, but Mrs. Huggett, you don't know why I'm here.
Well, you're not here to pay out, that's certain, because we're not insured with you.
Now, you don't understand. I'm here to do your husband a very great favour.
You've already done him one. You called when he's out.
Oh, out.
But I'll let you do me a favour instead.
Yes?
You can close the garden gate after you.
Don't you think you're being a little unreasonable?
Not after 5 years of you. Is it my fault that you won't take no for an answer?
But this time your husband asked me to call.
Oh, dear. Oh, he must be feeling worse than I thought.
Why, has he been ill?
Well,
Oh, then that explains his change of attitude. That's why he's asked me to come round. He was thinking of his dependents.
oh, he's not having any of those.
No, but an endowment that matures in 10 or 15 years' time will be very handy when he's unable to work.
Unable?
Well, he apparently thinks it's a possibility, and he'd like to be sure that you're well provided for.
Well, he is that type of man, I know. But...
Then don't you think we ought to go through with a policy? The one he asked me to call with?
Oh, dear. Well, if he said so. Oh, I think you better come inside.
There you are, Mrs. Huggett. I've marked where your husband signs, and I'll call in at the weekend for the first premium.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Now, don't you bother to show me out. Good night.
Good night.
Mum, you haven't half put your foot in it. Dad'll go hairless when he knows Mr. Starkey's been here.
No, he won't. Your dad asked him to call, because in 10 years' time he thinks he'll be unfit for work. Now are we pampering him?
Oh, Mum.
I better put this policy in his desk.
Jane, can't we do anything?
You bet, Bobby. We'll have Dad fit in no time.
How?
By doing things for Mum as well, of course. Then she'll be able to spend all her time looking after Dad.
I thought the whole thing was getting screwier and screwier, Fred, but now I'm beginning to get really worried.
What for?
Well, the way the kids have suddenly started doing things for Ethel. I don't think she's feeling too good, but she won't let on. She's like that, you know.
I expect she don't want to worry you, Joe.
But I want to worry if she's ill, Fred, and she's got to let me. Anyway, I'm making sure she has as little to do as possible.
And your poor old dad will insist on trying to do things for me, Jane. So now I know he isn't well.
Perhaps he wants to do them while he still feels fit enough.
Yes, just in case he has a relapse. Well, I know what he went to that hospital for, Jane. A card just arrived. He's got to have his mass x-rayed.
His what? Oh, Mum, this isn't for Dad. It's young Bobby. It's part of his school medical exam. A mass x-ray for all the scholars.
Oh, dear. Oh, I'm getting so mixed up I haven't even been able to read things properly.
Well, cheer up, Mum. Dad looks as fit as a fiddle.
Hands, knees, and bumps a daisy, la da 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 dee dee doo.
Well, you sound full of beans, Joe.
Not half, love, and we're soon going to have you the same way.
Hey, Joe, have you seen the local rag? Here, just look at it.
What's all the excitement, Fred?
Look, there, see? Campbell's Limited in generous mood.
Oh, employees give part of bonus to hospital comforts. Now, who the heck let this out, Fred?
It wasn't me, Joe. I tried to keep it unanimous.
Well, it wouldn't be the hospital, and I can't think it's Dr. Gregory.
Dr. Gregory, Joe.
Yes, love, I popped in to ask how he could give something to the local hospital comforts without anyone knowing, and now look at it.
But, Joe, didn't you go to him because you were ill?
Ill? Me?
Yes, Dad, and you went to the hospital.
We thought you were trying to keep it from us.
Well, I'll be... hey, wait a minute. So that's why you were all so good to me.
Well, we didn't like to see you ill, Joe.
He wasn't ill. Well, at least you might have told us, Dad, instead of having us all on like that.
Ah, but he didn't know, Jane. Isn't it worth it to know that he's fit again?
I don't know, love. I've only just realised what you've all done for me. It's one of the nicest things that's ever happened to me. Almost worth being really ill for.
Don't you dare, Joe Huggett.
I think this is where I go. Ta-da!
Bye, Fred. What a nice family I've got. Oh, where's young Bobby? I want him here as well. And then I'm going to make a speech.
Well, he was in the back garden, Dad.
OK, I'll call him. Bobby! Bobby!
Someone calling me, Mum?
Your dad, Bobby. He went out the back way.
Yes, and he isn't ill at all.
You mean he's been hoaxing us, and I did all that gardening for nothing?
Not for nothing, Bobby.
Oh! Oh, Ethel!
Now what's wrong?
Jane, Bobby, Ethel, quick! Ooh! Oh!
Fancy.
Oh.
Your dad's sitting on the doorstep.
Your dad can't get up.
Where's the pain, Dad? In your shoulder blade?
I'm hurt, I tell you.
Too bad. I'm weeks in advance with my sympathy.
You will cry wolf, Joe. Now go on, get up and stop clowning.
You're not trying it on us twice, Dad.
No, we're not going through all that again.
Joe, what's the matter, eh? Here, what's wrong?
Yeah, I think I've twisted my ankle, Fred. And just look at them all. They won't lift a finger to help me. What a family.